Great weekend. Had some good times out there visiting with some friends this weekend myself, so I hope you guys did the same. We've got a cool show for you this morning. We have Chelsea joining us. We also have Mike Iskovitz, so we'll talk a little weather and we'll find out what Chelsea's up to. I'm going to take you guys, just let you know, if you've been watching us this morning, brand new restaurant here in the Montrose. It is called Picnic, right across the street from Kat's Deli, so you guys know where that's at, right on the curve here in Lower Westheimer. Really creative menu, uber fresh ingredients, both in their drinks and all of their menu items. There are lots of non-alcoholic menu items available as well. We're starting to see a lot more of that on menus around town, which is a nice option for folks that don't want to have any alcohol, or maybe they're the designated driver, that or it's just better for you anyway. Food is really on point here. Chef Leslie Godwin doing an incredible job in the kitchen. So I will tell you, dinner service tonight will be your first chance to sample the menu here. So definitely put that on your dining radar. All right, so let's see what Chelsea's up to this morning. Chelsea,
so many different
tell
things,
us what's happening.
Oh wait, were you talking to me? Because I had
Yes,
Kevin in my
I am
ear.
talking to you. You know how this goes. I say Chelsea, you talk.
Okay, sorry. I'm blaming Kevin for the distraction because he was acting as my subconscious. Because we've been talking about self-hypnosis today. What I get to talk about on After Show, which I don't usually get to talk about, is like how these stories start. And so I ran across an article a few weeks ago about self-hypnosis, and I was like, what? I didn't know that was a thing even. So we know about hypnosis generally, but even then, a lot of people still have a lot of misconceptions about it. We've been interviewing with Laura Davison of West Houston Hypnosis all morning, and we also brought in one of her clients, Teresa, who has benefited directly from self-hypnosis.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
how would you explain it to people who've never heard of it before?
Well, I was skeptical at first also. My experience with hypnosis before I met Laura was, the stage, the carnival, you're getting very sleepy, and then people walk around and like a chicken.
Yeah.
Or they think they're a car or something. But Laura was like, no, you're awake the whole time. You're not going to be a chicken. So
She assured you of that.
Yes, she assured me of that. And I did a couple of sessions with Laura in the office, and I'm like, well, how do I keep doing this? Because you feel the first. Laura helped me with procrastination and motivation, and then I was like, I want to keep doing more. Yeah. I want to continue to get those self-help things checked off my list. And of course, you have all the self-help books that you read, but do you ever really put them into action? And so Laura made a recording for me of one of our sessions, and the more I listen to it at home, the more I'm able to kick that motivation up a notch.
Yeah.
So started out walking in the mornings. Yeah. And then, the more you walk, the faster you want to go. And I got up to jogging 2 miles a day.
Nice.
So, of course, you've got that weight loss with that cardio.
Yeah.
And then started feeling better, and I can get more done in the day, And then I was like, I'm feeling better. I'm losing this weight, but I'm still eating really, really bad foods. No control, no self-control with certain foods, and Oreo cookies are my worst.
We've all been there,
right? So Laura helped me change up the wording a little bit for self-control with eating certain things and better portions and healthier foods. And
was your original goal to focus on like the procrastination, or was it more specific, like the bettering your health? How did you start off?
No, I started off with just the procrastination because if I need to get something done, I'll do it tomorrow. And but wait, well, we can put off procrastinating because why not do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
And, you know, anybody who really has a problem with procrastination knows that it just affects everything in your life. It really does. So I just always had this weighted blanket on me of, you have all this stuff that needs to get done. And Laura's like, I have something that can help that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so since then, I mean, you've lost weight, you're living a healthier lifestyle, you're moving towards your goals and all of that. Have you talked to people about this and they've been like, that's voodoo, that's Looney Tunes or whatever?
All the time.
Okay.
I talk to people all the time about it. One of the biggest things is I know someone who was diagnosed with cancer just out of the blue. So it was still just stage 1, but you know, it affects everybody. And oh my gosh, I never imagined that this could happen to me and my family. Well, I was like, you should try hypnosis, you know, because a lot of cancer treatment is mind health. And that spiritual health and knowing that you can fight it. And this person had 3 or 4 sessions virtually, because they're in a different state. And not only did they never have any of the normal signs and symptoms during chemotherapy and radiation of the illnesses, but just within 2 years they're already considered in remission.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, we've been hearing stories, unbelievable stories, all morning about this. I did a session. Well, I don't know if we have the video from earlier, but I did a session with photographer Todd. He also did a session. I'm on top of it. He is on top of it, he says. So to describe it for you guys, how it is, I compared it to sort of like meditation, but it felt very much deeper. Just to kind of walk you through, we'll try to give y'all a synopsis, but the first thing was really sitting down and identifying what I wanted to focus on, what I wanted to improve. In this case, I told Laura, like, I really wanted to focus more on self-care because I get so busy and I don't prioritize it. I procrastinate it, I put it off, and then I don't want all this to catch up with me because doing that self-care, it makes me a better person. So, you know, we set out the goals, and then we kind of started with like the way I guess you would describe like going into meditation. How would you kind of describe that initial start?
I would have to say the best way to describe it is just focusing inward, you know, finding your center. Not to sound cheesy, but finding your center, and then just learning how to shut everything out. And one of the things that Laura taught me was, even though you hear the dog barking or the car horn outside, I imagine that it's just a balloon that I let go.
Yeah, it's really crazy, and it goes deep. Like, you go deeper and deeper, but you're still very conscious.
Yes.
And then she, you know, we put those goals in there, and then it's something that the way that she does it, you can replicate it yourself. Hence the self-hypnosis.
Yes.
So you guys can check out West Houston Hypnosis for, you know, personal sessions or guidance, or even things on the website like books and things like that. But just some fascinating stuff.
Yes.
So I'll have to do a follow-up. Me and Todd will tell you how we're progressing in our goals after this.
All right. Well, thank you. Very interesting stuff there, Chelsea. I was not ready for that information, but I'm glad you shared it with us. The information that I am ready for, Mike Iskovitz. I have questions, Mike. I have a lot of outdoor activities happening this week. Can you help me? Give me a little guidance on what would be good days to be outdoors this week.
Well, I will tell you, it depends what you're doing. Like, you know, I'm not much of a runner or jogger, or is it pronounced yogging? I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't do much of that. But
Yogging.
If I were, today would be a nice day to do that because it is actually cool outside, like legitimately cool, at least for this time of the year. Only up to around 70, maybe 72 for a high temperature, and not that big of a rain chance. I mean, what's average for this time of the year? 82. 82 with humidity would be average. Instead, about 72. We'll take that. Now, the rest of the week for Ruben, you know, It is not an easy forecast. I'll tell you that most of the newest models we have are showing pretty low rain chances, but we need to be cautious. We got a couple of disturbances coming in that'll affect areas to the west, like out around Austin, San Antonio, and those spots. So that could get close to us tomorrow and Wednesday. Otherwise, it's going to be sort of up and down in terms of the temperatures for this week. So just keep that in mind. Something else I wanted to tell you about coming up at noon, 12:30 today, after our news at noon, here on fox26houston.com, on Facebook, and on YouTube. I have my Mondays with Mike segment that I do every Monday. It's about 15 minutes long. It's no big whoop. You know, we kind of talk. I get your opinion about things. One of the things we're talking about today is that it is National Bucket List Day. Now, I was tasked this morning, our producer, Janae, said, you know, hey, Mike, it's National Bucket List Day, so I need you to tell me what's number one on your bucket list. And I was kind of embarrassed to say that, God, I can't really think of anything. I don't know, you know, because I have a hard time distinguishing to-do lists, New Year's resolution lists, and bucket lists. Because a lot of them overlap, you know, so like obviously cleaning out the closet would not really be a bucket list item, although it's like the first thing that comes to mind, like, I wish I had a clean garage. That's probably not a very good bucket list item. So anyway, I came up with, finally, it took me a long time to think of it, and so you've probably heard me talk about it on the air from time to time. What I decided is number one on my bucket list is having a little farm. You know, I want to have just, it's not a big thing. I'm not talking about tilling the fields and driving a big John Deere tractor or anything. I'm just talking about like I want a little farm, just, I don't know, just a little Texas farm, like maybe a couple of acres or something, maybe 3. Maybe I'll go crazy and get 3 acres. But, you know, I want maybe some ducks in a pond and a chicken coop and you know, a couple of silly goats. You know, you need some goats that they kind of keep the grass low. You know, they eat the grass and stuff. And then, you know, some dogs. Hopefully I'll have Pippin with me and our new dog Goose. You know, maybe he'll be around. Actually, I couldn't have Pippin because he would attack the goats. Pippin will stay in the house. But, you know, some cats, like I'm picturing a porch and a few rocking chairs and just some animals, you know, keeping me company. So that's my bucket list. I've asked my daughters before what they think I should do, and they said, why don't you get a whole sleeve of tattoos, you know? Like not just I don't have any tattoos, but not just a regular tattoo. Get a whole sleeve. And I said, well, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? So I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but it would be hilarious. It would definitely be hilarious. I will tell you that I did ask our friends here on Facebook what their bucket list would be. Oh, by the way, Shadon is back with us online, so shout out to Shadon. And I was kind of teasing her because she travels a lot, all over the world. And so I said, hey, Shadon, are you back from Tahiti? And she said, yes, I'm back from the Bahamas. So there you go. So hold on, let's see, what would the answer be? So we have George on here, we have Shadon, and George said that he would like a tour of the Fox 26 studio and to meet his favorite morning news crew. That would be very cool, George. I mean, I wish we could make that happen. They have super strict policies here about letting anybody in. I can't even get my own family in here. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. But that's a nice one. That's a really nice one to have. Even Shadon agrees that would be nice and exciting. The other thing is, over the weekend, you may have noticed these clouds that were very unusual. They were spotted over the area on Sunday, and they almost had it looked like a marble, or it looked like a bowling ball, you know, kind of swirly. So a lot of people were asking, well, what in the world are those, you know? And they're called undulatus asperatus clouds. Everything comes from Latin, right? Cumulus comes from Latin. Cumulus means a hill or a heap, by the way, cumulus. And cirrus means high, and alto also means high, and stratus means like layered. So anyway, the undulatus means wavy, and the asperatus means rough or turbulent. So it's a rough wave cloud is what it means. And they're beautiful, beautiful to look at. So anyway, I'm going to throw it back to Ruben. And so Ruben, top 10 bucket list. I mean, I assume yours would be like, I could totally see you, you know, playing on stage with Taylor Swift. That's being the guitar player for Taylor Swift. That's what I could see you doing.
That's pretty close, Mike. I wouldn't say that it'd be at the top of my list, but if the opportunity presents itself, I will not turn it down. I hear she pays the band very well. All right, so guys, again, we're at Picnic, brand new restaurant, opening their doors tonight right here in the Montrose. Come check them out. Also, I've decided what my 2 favorite menu items are. I really, 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 really am interested about the grass-fed burger, grass-fed beef, organic raw cheddar, house bacon jam, mustard, pickles, scratch sesame seed bun, or the chicken katsu. Looks very, very tasty as well. Redbird chicken cutlet, scratch pickled vegetables, umami mayo. I just wanted to say umami mayo on television. House brioche, and cucumber kimchi. I love a good kimchi. All right, guys, Picnic opening up for dinner for the very first time for Houston foodies today. Come check them out in the Montrose. Guys, thank you for joining us for the after show. We will see you again tomorrow for the Fox 26 Morning News starting at 4 a.m. Bye-bye. Have a great week.